You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it in front of the Kop.
Yes, good morning. Welcome back to the Kop TV. It's an early one, but I'm here with you, giving you your on-the-radar transfer and news update. Everything Liverpool on the Kop TV, as you know. Remember to like the video, get involved with the comments section. Let us know how you feel to the following. And, of course, we're not doing this for giggles, are we? Press the subscribe button, as you've seen on the screen there. And make sure you do it. Right. A couple bits and bobs to update you on. Right, let's start off with Romeo Lavia. Have we got an update for him? As we know, Liverpool are holding more talks with the player as the club prepare to launch a new 45 million bid for the Southampton midfielder. Don't forget, Southampton, a club that we've done a lot of business with in the last 10 years. So they're holding out for 50. We're launching a 42.5 plus 2.5 in add-ons for Lavia. Obviously, we saw our initial bid of £37 million rejected. And we've also learnt that Chelsea were also interested. And interestingly enough, last night we also learnt that Arsenal are not active in the Lavia race now. As it stands, Thomas Partey has a good chance to stay. We know that some Saudi clubs approached the Gunners a few days ago. Juventus called over in June, but never close to the 40 to 45 million pound package that Arsenal want. If it's a huge bid, he will go. If not, Thomas stays. Arteta is happy with him, which gives Arsenal a big boost, having him staying in the squad when you add in the likes of Odegaard, Rice. They've got Havertz in the middle there, Jorginho. So I think this helps Liverpool, actually. This actually clears the way in terms of having another Premier League club interested in him. We knew all along that he was never going to go to Arsenal unless Thomas Partey left himself. But as we know, Jurgen Klopp's so keen to bring him in. But Chelsea are still also interested. Now, their deal or their potential dealings with Caicedo, which are a bit of a mess, by the way. You know, we spoke about it on DR Sports yesterday. They've bid 60, 65 and 70 million. And Brighton have held very firm. They're saying, listen, you can bid all you want. Unless it's 100, we're not listening to it. So I feel like it's almost D-Day in terms of the Lavia deal potentially going through, in terms of the Caicedo deal. One of these things is going to have to give at some point, and then it's a trickle-on effect and things can happen. But 16 days until we start the season now, guys, and in my opinion there's still a lot of work that Liverpool need to do. The Fabinho sale needs to go through. We need that money cleared in the bank account. I'm not too sure why this move has taken so long. We know that Fabinho has not travelled to Singapore. I'll also give you two names of other two midfielders that also haven't travelled there. The Lavia deal needs to be sorted as well. Is there a potential to go and get a centre-back as well in 16 days until the season starts? We need a new captain. That needs to be sorted as soon as possible. I'm assuming, again, with it being Friday today, Liverpool do like to drop some news on a Friday. It could be sorted today. And my guesses, my predictions is it's going to be Virgil captain and Trent vice-captain, or Alisson vice-captain. But I think it's right for Trent. We're also expecting another possible dip in the market. And we've got 3 more games in the preseason to get it right. We have Leicester on Sunday in Singapore. The Reds have travelled to Singapore yesterday. They would have landed now. I saw a really nice video of all the guys telling the Liverpool crew kind of what they're going to be doing on the flight. Lots of guys watching stuff, listening to stuff, etc. So they're in Singapore, but again, this Leicester game coming up, who starts in midfield? You'd expect Curtis Jones to come in. Got Szoboszlai, you got McAllister as well. But there are still a lot of boxes that need to be ticked when it comes to what Liverpool need to do in the next 16 days before the season starts. Now, if Lavia does, and again, I mentioned it being D-Day, but if Lavia does come, let's say everything is agreed by mid next week, that gives him one game to... Well, we're playing Bayern Munich on Wednesday in Singapore at the National Stadium as well. But if he does get tied up, if he does have the I's dotted and the T's crossed by Wednesday, then you'd like to think that there will be some kind of involvement for him in the last game. I can't remember the team we're playing, I'm really honest. Let me have a quick look. But that game is at Deepdale, right? We're also hearing yesterday, and I said it in the video yesterday, that the stand, the Anfield Road stand, is going to be phased open, and it will be fully open in October. But there will only be a capacity of 51,000 when Bournemouth come to town on the 19th. But Liverpool play Darmstadt again at Deepdale at Preston Stadium. I think that's a Danish team. I think it is. Let's have a little check. Is it? Yes. No. German. They are a German team. They're in. I'm sorry. They're actually in the Bundesliga. They play Eintracht Frankfurt. They play Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen on the 2nd of September. So again, if Lavia does come in as soon as possible, because it is starting to get to that point now where the pre-season games are running out a little bit. There's only a couple left, and then of course when the season starts, you've still got around about 2.5 weeks until the window fully closes. But me personally, one, I'd prefer for the transfer window to just shut the night before the season starts. I think it's a bit more dramatic. And two, you've got to get the right players in early enough to give them that time to bed in and really feel accustomed to the way that Liverpool play. Sacha Tavolieri, the Belgian journalist who again is close to this story, said despite Chelsea last minute pressing that we anticipated already yesterday, there will be an even more intensive in the coming hours due to Caicedo's case, who remains the priority for Chelsea. Liverpool continue to advance on Lavia, still leaning towards Liverpool. The plan presented by LFC convinced the Belgian midfielder and his entourage. European football is also a key. Human aspects and the sports project are fundamentals with Lavia's family, who are very conscious and reasonable people. A reversal of fortune seems very unlikely, but this situation could well enable Southampton to obtain the 50 mil package that they are after. Liverpool just going a tiny bit short of that with the 45 mil package. I think maybe a couple mil here and there could see it happen. But again, just to reiterate, this deal that Chelsea are pursuing with Caicedo has a direct effect on this, and not in a good way for Liverpool. We don't want to be waiting around for Chelsea to do something when we haven't actually done what we need to do ourselves. But again, 13 hours ago we saw £80 million rejected by Chelsea for Caicedo. So that one's tipping. It's on the edge, that one. So is it going to happen? Is it not? And how badly does it affect us going in for Lavia? Please let me know in the comments. And again, anything else that comes through, we will have that for you. But Brighton are at this stage hoping to either keep the 21-year-old or likely to take 100 million plus. He wants the move. We know that. He's wanted Arsenal. He now wants Chelsea. We know that. But this move definitely depends on Chelsea's interest in Lavia if they cannot get Caicedo. And let's not forget, guys, this is still Liverpool showing a big pull, right? We heard that Liverpool weren't going to have Champions League. We thought that would affect us. But Szoboszlai was interested in Newcastle Champions League team this season. McAllister, as we know, was interested by Chelsea, by Man United. He's chosen Europa League. And now Lavia, who's come from winning trophies at Man City, a good season last year at Southampton. Now he wants to join Liverpool as well. So the pull is still there. Cheers to that. One other tiny bit of news to bring you is, unfortunately, there will be no Stefan Bajcetic and Thiago Alcantara in the camp for the Singapore trip. It's a 2-game trip, as we know, Leicester and Bayern Munich. But unfortunately, they won't be there. That's why I mentioned the likes of Curtis Jones coming into midfield, Harvey Elliott as well. Again, chances for the even younger lads to play, as we saw the other day. But Klopp will keep it mixed. He'll have a mix of experience and youth in that team as well, which is what you need. But Lavia is the latest one that we're speaking about now. And David Ornstein is not also ruling out the addition of further possible signings after Lavia. But again, as I said, still a lot to happen for Liverpool. If we just look at quickly Liverpool's rebuild so far with McAllister, Lavia and Szoboszlai, totals 145 million. And let's not forget, Bellingham was being quoted at 125 to 130. I think Liverpool have done what they've needed to do, but this is the last step of the midfield puzzle that needs to be placed, and it is Lavia coming to Liverpool. So let's see how that one finishes. And then, as I said, anything else that comes my way, you will have it here first. But as I've said, the Lavia update is there. Chelsea interested. Arsenal are out of the race because they can't sell Thomas Partey at the minute. And Bajcetic and Thiago will miss the Singapore trip as well. Right, guys, take care. We'll see you soon. All the best.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Please, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV.
The voice of football's most famous stand.